In the 2010 baseball season, Ichiro Suzuki, playing for the Seattle Mariners, is 36 years old, and he establishes a major league record that will never be broken again. Ken R. Zone here, Vista, California, Thursday, April 24th, 2025. Which major league record did Ichiro Suzuki make in the 2010 season? Let's get to it. Plays 162 games, 680 at bats. That's 10 years in a row, 600 or more at bats in a season. That's not the record. 74 runs scored. That's down from 88, and it's down from not 8 years in a row, 100 runs scored seasons. So he's down to 74. I wonder what happened that year. 680 at bats. You would think he'd score 100 times. He didn't. But here's the record. He got 214 hits for the 10th year in a row. Now, there's one other guy that has 10 200 hit seasons, Pete Rose. But Pete didn't do 10 in a row. Nobody else has 10 200 hit seasons but Pete Rose and Ichiro Suzuki. But the record that Ichiro set was 10 consecutive 200 hit seasons, and that record will never be broken. Do you think there's someone in the major leagues today playing that will get 10 200 hit seasons in a row? Or is there someone in the future that can do it? You know what's going on with today's baseball players in the year 2025? Very few play the entire season. And if they do, they're not getting 200 hits. Now, a few players over the last 10 to 15 years have gotten 200 hits. In fact, there is a list of players that have multiple 200 hit seasons. The closest, I believe, Ty Cobb. Let me look him up. Not sure how many he had. Ty Cobb. How many 200 hit seasons? I'll count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So he had 9 200 hit seasons, but they were not in a row. Another guy who had multiple 200 hit seasons, can you name him? I know Lou Gehrig did. Sweet Lou, how many do you have? He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 200 hit seasons. Did you know that? Lou Gehrig. And another guy that impressed me was Derek Jeter. Did you know this on Derek? He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 200 hit seasons. How about that? Who's another guy you can think of? 200 hits in a season, multiple times. I'd have to look that one up. I believe Gwynn had multiple ones. I don't know if he had 8. You want me to go there? I'll go there and find out what Tony Gwynn did, how many he had. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? And then other guys, they had some 200 hit seasons, but not as many as Lou Gehrig, who had 8. But the record holders are Pete Rose and Ichiro Suzuki. How about Ichiro Suzuki going 10 for 10 to start his career in America? How about Ichiro Suzuki setting that major league record? That will never be broken. That is really hard to do. 200 hits in a season? Whoa! Okay, 2010, 30 doubles, 3 triples, 6 homers, 43 RBIs. 214 hits, and he had 43 RBIs. That's awful. RBI production. Sorry, and I'm going to harp on it. His RBI production is one of the worst in baseball history with a player with 200 hits. In fact, I don't know if there's anyone else who had 200 hits in a season and had as low as 43 RBIs. Can you think of someone? I think there are guys who had 200 hits in a season and had 50 RBIs, 60 RBIs. But 43? Is there someone? There could be. I think Richie Ashburn would be one of those guys. He had a very poor RBI production. You want me to look him up? Does Richie Ashburn hold the record for fewest RBIs in a season and 200 hits? All right, I'll look it up. I know Richie was one of those guys. I covered him in my YouTube channel. All right, he had 200 hits in a season 1, 2, 3 times. I found it. Richie Ashburn holds the record. I knew there was someone. The trivia question of the day. Which player had 200 hits in a season and the fewest RBIs? The answer, Richie Ashburn's 1958 season. He had 215 hits and had 33 RBIs. A record. A major league record for fewest RBIs in a season with a player with 200 hits. Did you know that? I didn't know it, but I knew someone was out there. So Ichiro in the 2010 season gets 43 RBIs, 45 walks. Bats .315. I like that. That is 10 years in a row. 300 or better. Who holds the record for most consecutive 300 batting average seasons? That's an easy one. Ty Cobb. He went 23 seasons in a row over 300. Tony Gwynn, went 19 seasons in a row over 300. 359 on base, 394 slugging, 268 total bases. So Ichiro Suzuki's 2010 season, he establishes the major league record for 10 consecutive 200 hit seasons, and that record will not be broken. Way to go, Ichiro. Next video, the 2011 baseball season for Ichiro Suzuki on his way to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm out.